Hi friends, I'm Parvez and welcome to my first video on Amazon Web Services or AWS. Now in this lesson we want to learn that how you can create your account in AWS and also how you can manage your resources or services. Now if you see in here in the aws.amazon.com, so Amazon Web Services or AWS is the world's most comprehensive and broadly adopted cloud platform. So AWS is a cloud platform offering over 200 fully featured services from data centers globally. Millions of customers, including the fastest growing startups, largest enterprises, and leading government agencies are using AWS to lower costs. And so you can see that you can just go to the aws.amazon.com, and after that from here you can just click on create an account. Now the first thing is that you need to create an account, and after clicking on this create an AWS account, you will see this page. Now in this page you can give your email address, and after that you need to just give your account name, and you need to verify your email address, after that there will be some process. You need to just add your payment method. You need to add your MasterCard, and after that your account will be created. Okay, now I already have created my account, and if you see in here, so this is my AWS account, and I already have created an account. So now first of all, let me just talk that how we can manage our AWS resources. Now this is our AWS console. Now there are three ways that you can manage AWS resources. Now the first way is AWS management console. Now this is the AWS management console. Now the console is a web interface where you can create, configure, and monitor AWS sources in your account. You can quickly identify the AWS services that are available for you and explore the functionality of those services. For example, in here you can see that I have opened RDS, EC2, or Elastic Beanstalk, or Route 53, S3, IAM. So you can just search in here. You can just click on this, or you can just click on View All Services, and it will show you all the services. So if I click on this, and let's just wait. So now you can see that we have all services, or you can just search any service that you want in here. So in the compute section, you can see we have services in the machine learning, and the containers, storage, database, analytics, migration and transfers, networking and content delivery. So you can see that you can see that in the front end, web and mobile, we have different sections. And as I've already said, that there are over 200 fully featured that now you can see we have Internet of Things, and there are different sections on the game development. Okay, now this is the first way that, for example, you can just choose any service that you want. For example, RDS, you can just click on this and you can manage that from here. Now this is the first way. Okay, now the second way is the AWS SDK or software development kit. Now AWS SDKs are available in many popular programming languages. For example, we have for JavaScript, PHP, Python, Ruby, Go, and also C++. If you're interested on a complete courses on Python and also JavaScript, so I have a complete course on Amazon Web Services with Python and Boto3. You can join this course. There are different topics on this course. Or if you're interested in JavaScript, I have a course on Amazon Web Services with other services with JavaScript and Node.js, and you can join this course, and there are different topics and sections in these courses. So if you're interested in these courses, I have added the link in the video description, and you can just join these courses. Okay, so now this was the second way. The third way is the AWS CLI, or AWS provides tool to manage AWS resources from the command line. One such tool is the AWS CLI, which is available on Windows, Linux, Unix, and also macOS. So the AWS CLI allows you to perform actions similar to those from the SDKs built but in an scripting environment. So now let me just show you an example in here. So for example, in here I want to just access the Pulley services, Amazon Pulley services. Now it's a text-to-speech services with natural sounding speech. Okay, so from here I can just search Pulley. So now let me just so you can search from here, and you can see we have Amazon Pulley, and I can just click on this. So now in here you can see we have text to speech, and for example this is the language that you can choose the language, and this is the voice that you can choose. And also now let me just talk about something that these services are not free. Now when you create your account, there will be a free tier for you for 1 year. Now there are different free tiers for your services. For example, if you're using Amazon Pulley, there will be a free tier, and after when you completed your free tier, there will be charges on you. Now let me just open the free tier for the Amazon Pulley, for example. So now I'm in the documentation. You can see for the Amazon Pulley pricing details. Now for the free tier, we have millions of characters per month, and for Amazon Pulley standard voices, the free tier includes 5 million characters per month for speech or speech marks requests for the first 12 months. Now when you create your account, for all services, for majority of services, there will be free tiers that you can use, for example, for RDS or DynamoDB, or for example Amazon Pulley or EC2 or Elastic Beanstalk. So there will be a free tier for you for the 1 year that you can use that, and after that you need to pay for that. And you can see for the first 12 months starting from your first request to speech. And also there's a pricing pay as you go model, so you are billed monthly for the number of characters of text that you processed. Amazon Pulley's and standard voices are priced at $4 per 1 million characters for speech or speech marks. Now for example, when you have completed your free tier, then there will be charges for you. Okay, so now for example in here I'm going to just use from here you can just choose the voice, so I'm going to use the standard, and from here for example I want to just use this one, and let me change this to, for example, hello. And if I just so also we have additional settings. If I click on listen,
hello, please subscribe my channel. Hello, please subscribe my channel.
So now you can see that the text is converted to speech. Now this was the first way. For example, in here we have accessed the Amazon resources or Amazon services using the AWS Management Console. Also, for example, if you want to use any SDK, as I've already said that there I have 2 courses for the Python and also JavaScript. You can just join this those courses for a complete lessons. Now in here I'm going to create a simple example of AWS SDK. For example, I want to use Python programming language. Now I have a complete 18 hours training course. If you want, you can join that course, or if you want the JavaScript and Node.js course, you can join that course. Okay, so for example, I want to access this service Amazon Pulley, and for that what I want, so now I already have opened my PyCharm ID. Now I'm using PyCharm ID for the coding. Now the first thing is that you need to install the SDK for that programming language. For example, we have for the Python we have Boto3. We need to install Boto3. For example, if we're using JavaScript, then there will be 2 versions. We have AWS SDK version 2 or AWS SDK version 3. Now for the more details, topics and lessons, you can just join my Udemy courses. I have added the link in the video description on the JavaScript and also on the Python. Okay, so for example in here you can just say pip install Boto3 and hit enter. So and it will be installed. So I already have installed Boto3 and I don't want to install it again. Now so you can see that there is no problem. Also I have created a virtual environment. Now in here what I want to create my Python file in here, and I can just call it, for example, Amazon Pulley, and I can just hit enter. Okay, after doing this, now the first thing is that we need to just import Boto3, and after importing of the Boto3 we need to just create our credentials. Okay, so now after installing of the Boto3, now I can just say import Boto3. Now I have imported the Boto3, and after that you need to give your credentials, okay, for user credentials. Now there are 2 ways that you can add your client or for example configuration, your credential configuration, or you can add your access key or secret key. Now the first way is explicit client configuration, okay, that you need to just add that in your code. Okay, for this example we're going to use this way, and I will talk about that in the later videos or later lessons. For right now we're going to use explicit client configuration. Okay, so now the first thing is that I can just say Pulley, and in here I can use Boto3.client. so Boto3.client, and now we have client and also we have resource. Now client is the lower level and resource is the higher level, so in here we're going to use client. Okay, and we need to give the service name that is pulley. Now, for example, if you're using your configuration explicitly, then in here you need to add your, for example, your region name, your access key, and also AWS secret key. Okay. Now, when you're using a service in AWS, then you need to tell to AWS that in which region you want to use, or for example, what is your authorization or access key or secret keys. Okay. Now, how you can create that? The first thing is that you need to so this is my account. You need to just go to the IAM, so in here, and from here you can just create your IAM user. So now what's IAM? If you see the documentation of Amazon, so AWS Identity, it's AWS Identity and Access Management. It provides the fine-grained access control across all of the AWS. With IAM, you can specify who can access which services and resources. For example, you will have more users. For example, you want that one user should access to Amazon AWS, or one user should access to the DynamoDB, another user should access to the Amazon Pulley, or another user should access to the, for example, RDS. For that, for example, you can just use the IAM or Identity and Access Management. Okay. And you can see that resource and under which condition. With IAM policies, you manage permissions to your workforce and system to ensure least privilege permissions. Okay. So also in here you can see that that's offered no additional. IAM is an AWS service that's offered at no additional charge. There will be no charges for you. To get started, we need to just go to the app in here, and after that you can see that this is our IAM. In here, if I click on the users, right now you can see that I don't have any user. I want to add a new user in here. I can just click on add users. Maybe I will talk about this users section a lot, but for right now we want to create a user. So in here we need to give the username. For example, I can just give a username like this, and after doing that, so let me just give it like this. Okay. So after doing that, in here you need to select AWS access type. Okay. Now select how these users will primarily access AWS. So in here we need to tell that this user how they can access the AWS. If you choose only programmatic access, so you can see we have programmatic access and AWS Management Console. Now if we choose programmatic access, then it does not prevent users from accessing the console using the unassumed rule. Now, for example, if you want to use, then you can access, then this user can access the AWS resources using the SDKs like Python or JavaScript or C++. If you're using this AWS Management Console access, then the user will be able to log in through this console. For example, from here you can sign out, and that user will be logged in. Okay. Later you can change this. For example, if you have a user that's created with the programmatic access, then you can extend this, and you can add another feature that this user will also be able to use the AWS Management Console. Now for right now, because we're using Python and we want to access this user should access our resources using the Python, by that reason I want to just choose programmatic access. Okay. After doing that, we need to add the permissions. Okay. Now in here we need to add our permission. Now it's important point that we need to just specify the permission for that user. Now so in here right now we're not going to talk about the user group, or we are not going to copy permissions, but in here we need to attach an existing policies directly. Now what is this policy? If you see in here, we have different policies in this section. Now the policies allow that which AWS resources this user should access. For example, in here we want to create this user. If you see, we are creating a Amazon Pulley example. Now I want that this user should access just the Amazon Pulley resource, and I don't want that this user should access all the resources. For example, if you want to give a user all the access to the AWS resources, then you can just use administrator access. Then if you use this, the user will be able to access all the Amazon or AWS resources. Okay, and you can see that there are different ones. We have Amazon Athena full access, or so for example in here we want to use the Pulley, and I can just search Amazon Pulley, and you can see Amazon Pulley full access. Okay, and also we have read only, but we want the this full access. Now when we attach this policy to this user, then this user will be just able to access the Amazon Pulley. he will not able to access the RDS or, for example, another sources that we have like DynamoDB, because we haven't attached any policy. We are attaching just Amazon fully full access policy to this user. And if you see in here, we have so this is our JSON format, and here I can just choose this. Now this is the policy JSON version, okay? And the effect is allowed, the action is pulley all, it means that read write on pulley. And now I can just click on next tag. I don't want to add any tag in here. Next review, and now this is the review, this is the username, this is the AWS access key, and also this is the permission boundary, and this is the policy that we want to use, Amazon fully full access. After that I can just click on create user. So now the user is created. This is the user, this is the access key, and also the secret key, okay? Now, as I've already said that in here we are going to use explicit client configuration. Now in here, after giving the service, in here I can just give the region name. So first I need to just specify the region name. Now also let me talk about the regions. There are different regions that you can use in AWS. So if I click on this, you can see that there are a bunch of regions that you can use, and you can use anyone that's near to you, okay? Now the default region is US East 1. I'm using this one, US East 1. This is the default one, and it's created, but you can use any of these. So now the region name, up in here I want to just say region name, and I can just say US East 1. And if you see in here, we have the region US East 1. As I've already said that I'm using this one as a default. After that, you need to specify the AWS access key. So I can just say AWS access key, and from here I can just copy the access key, and like this, let me paste it in here. And after that, we are going to just use AWS secret key, and I can just add that in here also. So AWS secret key, and I can just show that, and I can just copy that, and let me paste it in here, okay? So now I have my secret key and also access key. After doing this, now we need to just create a result in here, and I can just say pulley dot, I can just use sonnet size speech, and I can just give the text in here. So for example, please subscribe to my channel, and also I need to just give the output so it should be output format, and it should be MP3 output format. And after that, we need to just give the voice ID, and I can just use, for example, Kendra, okay? So after doing that, I want to save the audio, and for that I can just say audio and result, and I can use audio stream. So audio stream dot read, and I can just hit open, and I can just give a name. For example, I can just say my file dot mp3, and I can give the mode, and after that I can just say as file, okay? And in here I can just say file dot write, and I can just say audio, okay? So now we are done with this. Let's just run this, that we will have something in here or not. So let me just run this. Argument AWS access key, line Boto3.client. So got an unexpected keyword argument. I think we have okay, it should be AWS secret. So we have type of AWS access key ID. This should be key ID, and this should be AWS secret. This should be access key. So access key, okay? And now let's run it again. Okay, so now you can see we haven't received any error, and you can see that we have my file.mp3. Now if I open this, so I can just go open Explorer, and from here if I just open this,
Please subscribe to my channel.
so you can see that we have the speech.
Please subscribe to my channel.
So like this you can access the AWS resources. So you can use AWS CLI, you can access that. So in here we have used the AWS Management Console and also any SDK. We have used Python, but you can use any other one. Also, if you're interested on a complete course on Python Boto3 and also JavaScript and Node.js, you can just join my courses in Udemy.